So we recorded the track, Birth, 9 minutes, and the other tracks, and we went home. We were really, really chuffed. Couldn't wait to get our mixes back, and they were taking weeks to come back, and I'm ringing them up saying, where's our mixes? You know, when are we getting them? You know, we've got the money, we're waiting to press it to vinyl, and it wasn't forthcoming. And then eventually it did come through, and we put it on, and a 9-minute version of Birth was now a speeded up 3-minute pop song. And it sounded fucking great. It sounded so fucking good. We were like, oh my God, we've got to get this pressed. And it's a bit naughty, really, that a band leaves the studio and somebody else goes in there and re-records all the guitar parts without asking the band. But again, we were so inexperienced that we didn't know. We didn't know. And we just thought, well, it sounds fucking great. We don't care.
We wrote that track. They loved that track. And it's like sometimes you need to get session musicians in to give it that. So that's how I look at it. They got a session musician just to give it a bit of an uplift.
And like I say, this 9-minute track
has gone down to a radio edit.
A 3-minute radio edit, slightly speeded it up. And when I put it on, I was like, TLC tried to take ownership of it, and they paid for the printing of the sleeve, so I guess that they did have some input on it. And I nearly fell off my chair then. And but again, being inexperienced, I didn't realise back then how these things work. And they put money into that recording, so I guess that they. And I remember him saying to me, well, I can easily forge your signature. I thought, fucking hell, what's that about? I felt a bit sorry for Dean. His guitar, it's there, but it's so low in the mix. But a guy called Mike Davis did all the guitar parts, and it really, really does sound good. And we got it back, and we sent it off to get it pressed, and we could see the bigger picture. We had an amazing second single to put out and press to vinyl that we could send everywhere, and we were already in the NME. We were already harassing Radio 1. Our name was everywhere, and we were absolutely convinced that this record was going to be our breakthrough. Radio 1 DJ Steve Wright, who just recently passed away, bless his soul, he'd already been reading out our gigs in the gig guide on Radio 1, and he christened us the best named band in the country. And we realised that we had to get the single to him. We had to get his attention. And we got everybody writing letters, requests, but not just writing them on paper. They were writing them on unravelling rolls of wallpaper, bits of cardboard, boxes, shoes, socks, underpants, condoms. Somebody even sent a tennis racket, and we just bombarded Radio 1 with all this stuff. And then a couple of weeks later, we were driving home from rehearsal, 20 to 6 on a Friday night, on BBC Radio 1, national radio in the UK. Birth came on. And we were fucking made up. We were absolutely ecstatic. And I went to bed that night full of dreams, waiting for the phone to go. And it didn't. And I was so disappointed. And it was such a wake-up call that it's really, really hard to get noticed, you know. It's not enough to just have a good record. You've got to be good at so many other things, and you need a bit of luck. people with money behind you, all that stuff. We didn't have any of that.